Okay, well, this is turning into a late night indeed. Before I get to the gong and the song video, I'm going to do one more tutorial as I'm going through cleaning up little details, fixing things, doing cleanup duty in this mix tonight. There's one other minor point that I noticed, and so I'm going to show you what to do about it. There is one track called bodhrán. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a traditional Irish Celtic drum. I've showed it before in previous installments, but looks like this. Okay, so right before the final chorus, I did a fill leading into the final chorus. You can see those beats in this selection right here. They're too quiet. I was sometimes when I'm tracking a drum or other percussion instrument, something I'm using as a percussion instrument, I'm kind of tense when I punch in to record, and sometimes I hit it too hard and clip it. So I think I was just being extra careful not to hit it too hard and clip it, and I overcompensated. These hits are way too soft, so I was barely hearing them, in the when playing back the mix. And so now I could do I could use automation. I could use volume drawing. That's what we did here with these yellow lines. Those are volume drawing tracks. But it's just one adjustment. I just don't want to do volume drawing. There's an easier, simpler way to go about it. I'm fairly certain that I'm not going to want to go back much later and undo it. This is a permanent change that I want to make. I want that fill to be clearly audible, a lot more prominent than it right now. It just sounds like some accidental noise, like I dropped something on the floor and didn't edit it out, right? So I'll let you hear what it sounds like right now before I do the edit. Is that gorilla in the corner of the room? That gorilla in the corner of the room. It just sounds like an accidental noise. So it sounds exactly like something was dropped on the floor or fell over on the table within range of the microphone, right? So at the tail end of the last video, I mentioned, destructive editing. It sounds like something really negative. But destructive editing means that, I'm actually, it's like, unlike with volume drawing, automation is just changing what the DAW is doing with the original signal. It's not actually changing the original raw waveform signal. It's not editing the waveform itself. Okay, it's applying. It could be volume. It could be panning. It's applying changes sort of like after the fact, after the stage where the signal is played. It's not changing the information in the signal itself. Destructive editing is permanent. All right. Right after you do it, you can go back and undo it. But if you keep going and doing other operations, eventually you're not going to be able to go back and undo it. It's permanent. That's why it's called destructive editing. The same principle applies like in Photoshop, in photo editing and other kinds of editing. So, it's like getting a tattoo. I mean, even tattoos you can undo. Well, I suppose you could undo this with further destructive editing, but you just don't want to do that. Okay, if you do this, you want to make sure, you want to be certain that it's permanent, and that's what you want. All right. So in this case, I'm certain about that. It's nothing I'm going to regret. Wish I didn't do. So for this, I want these. So let me zoom in here on the beats themselves. I want these 3 beats to be louder. All right. And so I've made my selection, and it's it's close enough. All right. I could take that a little bit further up to the next transient right there. Might as well. So okay, I'm going to get right up. Well, zoom in just a little bit more. Going to get right up on that transient. Right, not. I don't want to cut into the transient. Just right there. Okay. Make sure I'm only selecting this track, not other tracks. Okay, those beats right there. There's a little waveform right there. It's not even audible. I'm not going to mess with it. If that was an audible noise, I would use the same, actually, I think I used this in the last video. Gain. Under process and effect, gain. It's a gain adjustment. So make sure you're not selecting any other tracks. Again, in this case it doesn't really matter because adjacent tracks are all flatline right now. But you just want to make sure you're only selecting the track that you want to edit and modify. Okay, so right there. There's my selection. And I'm going to zoom out again. All right. All right. Now, how much louder? This is why there's a preview function. So process, apply effect, gain. So this is going to apply only to my selection. And you can see it now when you first open this, the sliders will all be all the way down. Okay, and I've slid them up to where here's the level that I'm taking them to, plus 3.0 dB. Depending on your situation, you're going to have to figure out what level that is for you in your situation. Okay, you might have to just slide them around a bit, find where they need to be, and then audition. I click audition. Right, I can see that they're quite a bit bigger than. Anyway, stop. I don't know, maybe 2 is better. Let's just bring them all down to 2 plus 2 dB. You don't want to overdo it. Like, you don't want to clip them or anything. But at 2, they are sizably bigger than the ones that come after. And I think that's what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So again, this is destructive editing. It is, editing the code, within the track, within the audio signal. This is permanent beyond a certain point. I click OK, and there we have our new waveform. All right. So now what I'm going to do is zoom out. And now I want to keep my selection. I don't want to, if I click here or within any other track to set the time where I want to come in, I'm going to deselect that. I want to keep that selection in case I want to undo and go back in and try another level. And I don't want to have to redo that selection every time. So therefore, I'm going to take my mouse cursor up here to the ruler, not to where that arrow appears and that magnifying glass, but right there, where it's just a mouse pointer on the ruler, and there I can select where I want to come in without deselecting my selection. Okay, and so let's go ahead and listen to that in the total mix and see how it sounds. Is that gorilla in the corner of the room? That gorilla in the corner of the room. I think it could be a little bit louder, actually. So I'm going to Control-Z undo and go back into Process, Apply Effect, Gain. I'm going to take it up to 3. I don't think it was going to clip. Okay, it's not clipping. And let's listen to it again. Is that gorilla in the corner of the room? That gorilla in the corner of the room. Okay. I like that. One other little nitpicky detail. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm certain that that's what I want. If I did change my mind later, I could go back and make the same selection and do a gain reduction. It's just that with destructive editing, if you do destructive edit on top of destructive edit on top of destructive edit, it's going to degrade the signal quality, over iterations. It's going to degrade the quality. So it's something ideally you just want to do it once, be sure of it, and stick with it. Okay. So the other little thing is, I think this first hit comes in just a few milliseconds late. I think I'd like to hear it come in just a tiny bit earlier. So again, zoom in, and I'm gonna just don't have to be too careful about this selection. All right, that'll do it right there. And just do my nudge. Now it could be that this is such a nuance that even process nudge, even one click to the left might be too much. All right, I'm just gonna give it a go, or it might not be enough. Just have to listen and judge. I don't know. I think I'd like to back up a little bit more. And again, now I don't have to worry about deselecting at this point, because now it is its own little chunk right there. So it's kind of like a permanent selection. Unless I undo it, undo the operation, then it becomes just a mere selection again. But it's good practice just to pick your place up here on the ruler. Especially if you're working with selections that you don't want to have to redo. Okay. Is that gorilla in the corner of the room? That gorilla in the corner of the room. I think it's still a little bit late, I think it's already selected. Just going to make sure. Hold the mouse down tight and click. Yeah, okay, it's selected, which is reflected up here in this, on the ruler here. It's reflected up there. Okay, so process, I'm going to just kind of go for it. Left 2. And see how that sounds. Is that gorilla in the corner of the room? That gorilla in the corner of the room. I'm gonna your ear might be I've got a real tin ear when it comes to rhythm, timing. Sometimes, sometimes I just have to nudge around until it sounds right. Okay. Sometimes I'm wrong about whether it's early or late. That's how bad my ear is with rhythm. Okay, so just for the heck of it, I'm going to nudge it another 2 to the left, and listen again. Is that gorilla in the corner of the room? That gorilla in the corner of the room. Yeah. That sounded better to me. I'm going to nudge it even one more. Process nudge, left 1. And one more time. That gorilla in the corner of the room. That gorilla in the corner of the room. Yeah, that's right. That's it. And I just want to make sure that I've got the full transient envelope. Okay, yeah. Okay. And I'm wondering if I might not want to nudge this second one left. Not as much as the first one, but maybe just 1 or 2 clicks. Just a nuance, But I enjoy this. I enjoy this part of the process. Attention to fine detail. It's good for concentration. Good for the mind. Good for the brain. All right, I'm gonna try left 2 and see how I feel about that. Yeah, I like that better. It's more of a. It becomes more of a triplet, I think. It feels like more of a triplet feel to me. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, zoom out and just listen to it one more time from a little bit earlier. All right, from here. Is that gorilla in the corner of the room? That gorilla in the corner of the room. I think I like that, but of course I can always, if I had changed my mind later, this is not, it's not destructive in the same sense. I can always go back in, even though, if I keep going, I can't undo those nudges, right? But I can still like nudge them around some more without without changing the raw audio signal itself, right? I'm not making it louder or softer. I'm not modulating it in any way. I'm just shifting those beats in time. And I can keep doing that, right? Without any, it's not actually destructive editing. All right, so that's it for this one. Short and sweet, at least compared to the others. And I will get to the gong and the song. Probably not tonight. Probably get that tomorrow, but that'll be an interesting one. There's a lot to learn in that one. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for being here. And again, if you're learning from this and appreciating it, I like to hear your feedback. So comments are appreciated. All right, take care.